Welcome to Book Thots, brand lifestyle podcast. We are thoughts for books, and these are our thoughts on books. I'm Emily.
I'm Jenna.
And we're missing Adriana today.
You can say it or you don't have to.
I was going to let you say it. You wrote it.
I said boo, you whore.
3 sisters stripping down one book at a time, but today, sadly, just 2 sisters. Today is the 4th episode of our 7-week journey through Glow of the Everflame, the 2nd book in the Kindred's Curse saga.
Before we jump in, we do have a content warning. Today's podcast is rated mature. We are book thoughts after all, so we are going to be using adult language and talking about adult topics. So please pay attention to who may be listening near you. Additionally, this episode will contain spoilers for all 3 current books. Each episode, we will focus on specific chapters, but our conversation will include the entire series. Lastly, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. Both of us here in this episode will be mispronouncing names and places.
I know, and we have no one to correct us.
No one. And also, since there's only 2 of us this week, we'll both be leading certain parts. But I get to start the strip down.
Strip it down, girl. Strip it down, girl.
Chapter 19. We open with Diem being carried to the safety of her chambers on the back of Sarai at Luther's command. Diem is semi-wondering if there will be ill effects on her body from the buildup of magic without release. Our girl is familiar with blue balls. Once they land, she's able to just make the dismount and lay down in her room while Sarai lights the hearth with Gryvern fire and tucks Diem in with a blanket and a comforting wing. Diem, once nestled in with Sarai, is able to relax into a restless slumber, haunted by the steel blue eyes she can't shake. She wakes to the sound of her chamber's opening, but immediately knows it's no one she needs to fear because of Sarai's relaxed demeanor. Sure enough, in strolls Luther, accompanied by some very familiar brown eyes. Daddy Bellator himself. Diem questions if he knew that she was descended. He didn't. Diem questions if he asks her mother. He didn't. Diem asks if he knows where her mother is. He doesn't. Damn it, Andre. Andre's turn. He asks if Teller knows she's descended. Diem answers he does. He asks if Henry does. Yes. He asks if she trusts Luther. She does. Daddy Bellator makes 2 interesting remarks in the convo. 1, if, and I cannot stress this word enough, if Henry loves you, it won't matter that you're descended. Then 2, the second interesting remark he makes is upon hearing Diem admit that she trusts Luther, everything about him makes sense. His actions, getting to Diem at the funeral, the letter, the staying at the palace. What is he insinuating? Diem also pulls on Daddy's heartstrings like all little girls do and gets him to agree to be one of her advisors. Alix enters the scene with a very respectful salute to Daddy Bellator, then displays some impressive reflective light magic in order to make it appear Daddy Bellator is no longer there. Then Alix leaves with him to escort him back to his home so he can be there if Arlie returns. Okay, I know. I seriously understand that I bring this up every episode that Daddy Bellator is in, but damn it. Give me something. How are you going to let Orly? God, I hate her name. Arlie. It's Arlie. Arlie. Do you like that? Diem also has a point when she's like, hello, you're my dad. Why were you not protecting me? You let my mother poison me for 20 years.
Well, and when she asks, did you ever ask mother, it says guilt worked its way into the creases of his weathered face. So he knows what he was doing wrong. I don't understand their relationship whatsoever. Rereading this book, I also don't like him that much. I just can't really forgive him that much.
When we reread it and we saw like how insistent he was that she marry Henry so that someone was there to support her and tell her, and I just got really mad at him at that point. And then when Diem makes the point like, why didn't you protect me from being poisoned for 20 fucking years, man? That just also drives a little wedge between me and Daddy Bellator a little bit.
I just don't get when she asks him again, do you know where mom is? And he's like, well, she said she was going on a trip. And didn't give me much information beyond that.
She promised, though, that she'd let me know.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, in what world is your relationship working? Does he have a lot of money secretly? Like, how does their relationship work? Does she have a lot of money secretly?
Why is money playing into it?
And
What's
just
going
like,
on?
how are they together? How do they pretend to be together? Is one of them a sugar daddy or sugar mama? I just cannot fathom love outweighing truth in a relationship.
I kind of feel like maybe it's the convenience of having a man out because you had a baby outside of wedlock for Arlie. Did I say her name right? Arlie?
I guess.
Damn it, I hate her name. I just think that maybe she just needs a man, like as a front, so she can run her little side business with the Guardians.
Later
and everything.
on, when she finds out that he's dead, she's actually really sad about it. She's distraught about it.
She's been with this guy over 20 years. So even if somebody's just your best friend, you're gonna be sad when they die.
So you think she was just using him and there wasn't really love in the relationship?
I think there was love, but not in the way that I experienced love in my relationship with my husband. And I would assume probably not the way you experience love in your relationship.
I would leave the man immediately.
Immediately. I'm not going to be with somebody that I can't be upfront with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't want to tell the person I'm with that I'm the leader of the Guardians, then I'm probably not going to be with that person.
Hey, you've been gone for 3 months, but you don't have to tell me anything about your journey or your mission or anything like that. Maybe this is how, if like the movies are real and the spies date each other, maybe this is how it feels to be in a spy relationship.
I feel like he just blindly loves her so much that it's crippling.
It's not just crippling, it's a death sentence. We all know that.
We all do
Doesn't
know that.
end well for Daddy Bellator.
I did have a point that I was like, he genuinely cares and loves Diem. He was also just trying to be the best supportive husband he could be, maybe.
I do see that because I am thinking, okay, no matter how much I can't understand his relationship with Arlie,
I've sufficiently screwed us up with that one.
As much as I can't understand the relationship, he did love her, and you're supposed to love your children, right? But you also have to put your marriage almost first, or you'll lose it. So in a way, was he just putting his wife first? Like, is it just am I just so blinded by the hatred of not understanding a relationship where all you do is lie to each other that I can't understand that? Okay, wait. He was just trying to do what was best for his relationship, even though I don't agree with it.
I'm on the same struggle bus as you because I feel the same way about relationships as you.
Yeah.
So like, I do get the point where you have to work at the love between you and your partner. Yeah. And when it's your child, it just completely comes naturally.
Yes.
So I get that.
And they chose this relationship. They were obviously both okay with all the lies and secrets.
Yeah, I mean...
From the outside looking in. He doesn't seem to say that, yeah, your bitch of a mother, like, lied to me.
He seems okay with it. Yeah. I mean, they just accepted certain things.
And he's not even upset that she lied to him about her being descended. He's just upset that he never thought to ask. His, like, creases of his... stress aren't like, I wish your mom would have told me this. It's after she's like, well, did you ever ask mom? He's like, you're right. I should have asked the right questions.
I mean, that's kind of fair, though, because if she's not going to be upfront with you with anything, like not
you got to
even
learn how to ask the right questions.
The father of the child that you're now fathering, like she didn't give him that info either.
No.
And he just accepted it. So... yeah, I do think that he's right in taking the blame for not asking questions.
Yeah.
Because she's obviously not being forthright.
Well, it hurt my heart when she said, you're my father. You're supposed to protect me.
That was a gut-wrenching, yeah. And then it also kind of made me mad, though, because I don't remember this kind of conversation later in the book when she confronts her mom. I feel like she was almost harder on Daddy Bellator than she is on Arlie. And I'm like, why are you not ripping into this woman?
I could write a whole novella about my anger towards her, so I don't understand either.
I do think, though, that he gets a little bit of my respect back when he gives the best advice that a father can give. When he says, if Henry loves you, it won't matter that you're descended because I still love you. It doesn't matter to me. It never has. You're my daughter no matter what.
I will say with the caveat that if you were his daughter, this sentence might confuse you a little bit. Because just a few days ago, you were telling me that I needed to marry him no matter if I loved him. And now you're saying it's kind of like my choice. Like, if he loves me, he'll look past the descendant. So, I don't know. As a daughter, I might get some mixed signals. I might be a little confused. I do appreciate him saying this, but I'm a big grudge holder. So, me as a person, I'm remembering that 3 days ago, you said that it would be better if I'm married to someone I don't love than a whore on Paradise Row.
Well,
So,
I
and not those
mean,
specific words.
he is, I don't know, he is backtracking a little bit, but he does realize that she's the queen of Lumnos now, and that she's not just this mortal girl who needs protection.
Mortal girl.
Mortal girl.
The
sorry.
mortal girl on the tweet.
That's his reality has shifted a little bit
Yes.
in how he views Diem because it's completely different than what it was a few days ago. So now she has the opportunity to marry for love again, and he's like supporting her in that.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Maybe I need to read a book about forgiving or grudge holding because I just am really harsh on people.
I'm not happy with the situation at all.
I mean, but
so.
you're doing a great job at defending him and seeing both sides of it. I am not. I have put a wall down. I've built a very a steel wall.
Maybe you haven't experienced enough father trauma in your life. All right, chapter 20. A full chapter of Diem and Luther flirting and banter.
Ow, ow!
Readers, we needed this. After Alix and Andre leave, Diem and Luther are left alone and for a while get a little serious. They discuss his close relationship with Taryn and how they essentially trauma bonded in their youth time. Diem reveals that she's asked her father to be advisor in the House of Receptions. She reasons with Luther that she's listening to his instructions and keeping similar advisors in the beginning since Andre advised King Ulthar, even though they did this privately, definitely not publicly in the House of Receptions. Luther tells her he'll make it happen, even though with the performance at the funeral today, having a mortal advisor is dangerous. She insists that she needs it. She needs the support of someone she can truly trust and know in that unfamiliar surrounding. Then she asks for brutal honesty on how bad her breakdown at the funeral and failure to display magic was. And although Luther isn't exactly brutal in his delivery, he lets her know it was a big deal.
Not good.
But our green flag boy comes through again, taking her hands off of her face and holding her wrists while staring into her eyes. He reminds her he's promised she won't die, and he's hell-bent on keeping that promise. And then, guys, Denial Diem takes her first step toward being cognizant queen. And she admits she trusts Luther right there to his face. They stay there, his hands on her wrist, her mind wandering through all the things she's been ignoring about their connection. And they're just real in those feelings for a minute, just staring into each other's eyes, completely open to one another. And then because she can't physically or mentally make herself pull away, but she also cannot make herself fully commit to all the feelings they're sharing, she ducks in and hugs him. He returns the hug. While they're embracing, she asks for the truest reason he's helping her. And it's on the tip of his fucking tongue. But we know how much Mrs. Penn likes cliffhangers. Knock, knock. Yeah, thank you.
That's perfect.
It's Eleanor, accompanied by Taryn. And the end of this chapter is very fun, with lots of lighthearted teasing and found family bonding. Diem and Luther sharing lots of extended eye contact that's not unnoticed by the two intruding cousins. Diem makes Luther apologize to Eleanor on his knees. Innuendos galore made by Luther that his queen is the only one he'll be kneeling for. Eleanor and Taryn have come to invite Diem to a dinner for the younger cousin crowd to lighten her mood and help her understand she doesn't only have to worry about enemies after today's mishap. She accepts, and the trio goes to leave only for DM to pull Luther back and kiss him on the cheek. And all the Daddy Luther fans scream in delight when he says, "If a kiss is the reward, my queen, I'll get on my knees whenever you want."
I feel like I'm the sound effects backup.
You are today. It's great. I like it. I want to know everything Luther knows, and I want to know it now. And I'm really struggling to not jump on the bandwagon of beating down Penn's door for the next book.
You're on the bandwagon?
Yeah,
or
no, I need the book. I need the book now.
Well, we kind of get it. What he knows within the next with these 3 books.
But is it just the mating thing that he's about to tell her? Or is it like the whole vision?
I think it's about to be the whole vision.
That's what I think.
Because I don't think even at the end of book 3, he hasn't specifically said, "You're my mate." Right?
I don't know.
Because I don't think he wants to scare her.
My memory's not good enough.
They hook up in that library thing in the end of book 3.
Yeah, and he takes the tonic, which was your favorite part.
Yeah, I love when that's mentioned. And he slides on the condom. I just love that in the middle of the scene. Anyway. Trojan condoms only.
Magnum.
And this chapter is sponsored by Magnum. Everything's labeled XL to make you feel better.
I don't even know. I'm going to go to the next question. When have you wanted or needed brutal honesty from someone you've trusted?
I feel like that's a hard question to answer because when someone gives you brutal honesty, you're usually not wanting it. You're needing it, but you're not actively thinking, I need brutal honesty here.
Sometimes.
I can't think of a situation where I was like cognitive of it though.
I'm not sure you've ever been locked in such denial as DM.
That's true.
Where you're begging someone to give you a reality check.
I like you calling her a cognizant queen. Going from denial DM to cognizant queen. That's what we need.
I was very excited about
when you wrote that.
Yes.
You're like that.
I mean, I sat there and I was like, okay, I need to connect an alliteration with this. And even though they don't start the same, they sound the same. So I think it counts.
It counts. Yeah, I can't think of. Do you have a moment when you have wanted to trust? What's it say?
Brutal honesty.
Yeah,
because she asks for that specifically. She's continually asks him questions, and he's like, "You want me to lie? You want me to sugarcoat it, or you want me to be brutally honest?"
This might be bad about me, but I feel like I often give the brutal honesty.
I also feel like I might be in that boat.
That might be what we call a red flag. That's or yellow. You need people to be brutally honest with you. But you also have to be ready to receive the brutal honesty.
I'm not good at that.
Not good at receiving honesty like that?
No, usually I get defensive. I'm trying to be better about it as I grow older, though. I really am.
That's a part of growing. I mean, it's hard being a human in general.
I want to defend everything that I've done. I want everyone to see my perspective. No, you're wrong. Okay, look. So yeah, I don't know if I've ever truly asked for it, and if I have, have I received it well? I don't know.
There's no need for brutal honesty because I'm always right.
Well, also though, I do feel like I look at situations and I'm hardest on myself.
Yeah.
So
you're a reflective queen.
Yes. What do you want brought to you when you want to wallow in self-pity for a little bit?
Probably ramen. Specifically from Seattle at my favorite ramen place called Ramen Dambo. I like ramen a lot. Or an ice cream Snickers bar and a Red Bull.
I was going to say, right now I'm on an ice cream Snicker bars kick. I
love an ice cream Snickers bar. I don't know what they put in it. I think, was it you that were trying to figure out what kind of ice cream is in an ice cream Snickers bar?
It was me, yeah.
Did we ever look that up?
No.
Because the ice cream in an ice cream Snickers bar... Let's just go off on a tangent here.
You can't tell me it's just vanilla because it's not. There's something in it.
Do you think they swirl up real Snickers bars into the finest cream they can, and then they swirl that into a vanilla ice cream mixture, and they call it ice cream Snickers bar, plus we'll throw in some nuts and caramel?
I mean, it's possible, but also it could just be caramel. We could be overthinking it, but it could be caramel ice cream. Maybe it's just sugar, You said that the other day. I was like, what is this? Why is this so good? And you're like, it's sugar. You're right. It is.
Drum roll, please. I have Googled what ice cream is in an ice cream Snickers bar. So if you're wanting to take a guess yourself, hit pause on this episode. The Snickers ice cream bar features a creamy peanut butter ice cream core, not vanilla, or nougat flavored ice cream. This peanut butter ice cream is combined with layers of caramel and crunchy peanuts, all wrapped in a milk chocolatey shell to mimic the flavors and textures of the original candy bar.
Dear God. I think your first guess was the closest anybody could have come.
With it, that it's like a Snickers.
It's like a Snickers bar all in one.
It's not that peanut buttery.
I didn't know it was peanut butter. I would have never, I mean, everybody heard my guesses. Did I guess it was peanut butter? No.
You idiot.
No, I didn't.
But yes, ice cream Snickers bar, Red Bull, ramen. Ramen's my all-time favorite food.
I always want a cheeseburger and fries too.
You do like your cheeseburgers.
I'm sorry. That's just where I go.
Ramen is my new thing. I have self-discovered that's my favorite food ever.
Even though I'm fully ready for Diem to officially kick Henry to the curb and jump Luther's bones in all ways, I do respect her character for keeping things platonic mostly at this point when she still feels like she owes her heart to Henry.
Do you think me mimicking a shotgun was too far when you mentioned Henry?
No, I think it was right on point.
I did say I was going to give him a shot this reread.
And a shot he will get.
I guess I respect this too. You don't want her technically cheating on Henry, although we already know he's shacking up with the other healer at this point. I think, maybe. I don't know.
I think he and Lana might be getting it on.
Yeah, because he's like, you're far away in the kingdom. Although he's about to show up at the kingdom and be like, yo, your king is here.
And then
that we're just a few chapters away from the worst part in the entire series.
The worst part.
Not to be dramatic or anything. I did highlight a part. It says, and this is talking about Luther and Diem. It says, his chin settled on top of my head and we burned together for a tiny eternity, saying nothing and too much all at once.
That's when their hearts connected.
Yeah.
And they became one.
The mating bond is
solidified.
Settling.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. Anytime I see like burn, glow, heat, I'm like, gotta highlight this. This means so much more than what it's saying.
I just love that she uses the name of the book so many times. In the book. It makes me so happy. Chapter 21. Diem has spent her time alone with Sarai, drinking whiskey Taryn brought, and eating the chocolate from Eleanor. She decided against going to the dinner because she doesn't want to embarrass herself anymore. And then we get a little live action Grinch moment when she's like, okay, I'll go. But what do I wear? Thank you. Yes. All right. With counsel from Sarai, she picks the skimpiest, shimmeriest thing in her closet and pairs it with some strappy sandals and a dagger and heads off to dinner with no armor of her usual modest clothing, just her. And damn if that doesn't say anything about a woman's resilience. Hell yes. Arm yourself with only you and go headstrong into the world, ladies. Upon arriving to dinner, Diem meets Luther's gaze first as he rises from his seat, and the eyes staring back at her are filled with heat at her attire.
Heat.
Aemon, however, is the first to come and greet her, offering her a seat next to him and a few unfamiliar faces. Eleanor is somewhat close, but Alix and Taryn are further away, as is Luther, who is sitting by
Eliana.
Whatever the fuck her name is. Not even a
Colbois,
but whatever. Also, I want to make note that Aemon points this out, suggesting that Luther was the one to invite her, and you can't come to a Colbois dinner unless you're invited by a Colbois. Eleanor comes to greet Diem and approves of her attire, but is confused as to why Luther is sitting with Ileana. She offers to rearrange the seating, but Diem insists everything is fine and she needs to meet other cousins in the house anyway. Eleanor gives her advice on how to deal with the cousins. Don't get angry. They'll think they've won. Great. Diem is known for being calm and rational. She makes a display of physical power using Aemon as a prop. He does play nice, and it causes the cousins to take a second glance her way. She catches some more flack for her attire at the funeral, and she explains she's only been brought up with mortal traditions, and she was simply trying to honor the king the only way she knew how. Another cousin questions why she couldn't light the pyre, and Luther jumps to her defense, saying she has more power than they could ever imagine. Ooh, here's my favorite part of the discussion. It happens when Luther reveals that Diem's eyes are from Mother Lumnos herself, that she gave her offspring blue eyes at the forging, but hers remained gray. Dun, 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 dun. During the following teasing, Diem accidentally lets slip that she's been inside Luther's room, which catches more than one cousin's attention, but it really irritates Ileana. She tries to call Diem out for having scars that cause her appearance to appear weak. And Diem's like, dude, you're pining over the biggest scar in the room. Ileana boasts that he promised her once he's king, he'll have it healed. Diem hits the shh on the drums as she retorts, scars, if anything, prove survival and the ability to overcome whatever tried to take you out, and that they're the biggest sign of strength she can think of possessing. After the exchange, Aemon steals Diem's attention away for a bit, and when she looks back over at Luther, he and Ileana are both missing. Saray is the real MVP. She should be the top advisor to the crown. Like, she's done everything right at this point. Plus, there's already a connection where they can understand each other on a soul level. Like,
You kind of can't be a soul level connection.
and I don't know how you would. She's just perfect in every way, and I love her.
She also has no red flags.
No, none. She's sassy when she needs to be. She's protective like a mother when she needs to be. She's just like everything I want in a character.
Do you think she dies maybe?
Oh my God, I swear, Emily, that's the one that makes the most sense. And
Oh my
it's
gosh, it
ripping
does
me
now that
apart.
I'm saying it
Jesus
out loud.
Christ.
But only if she dies with her mate will I accept it. Because there's kind of nothing worse than a mate being left alive.
I can't think of anything.
And it does say
Maybe
that,
being
like,
separated for however many thousands of years that they've been separated.
I was about to say, with the descended, if two mates are separated for too long, they can get like sick and start dying. How come Sarai hasn't gotten sick and started dying? Also, is that why Kina Ulthar eventually gets sick and dies?
I have
because
thought
he's
that.
separated from his mate.
I have thought
Honestly, I say this a little bit later in my chapters. I might be a Keen Ulthar fan.
that. Yeah.
And I have reasons for it later on.
I'm excited to hear them. But I also think that while I agree that Ulthar could have died because of the mate like thing,
Yeah.
I also think that Orly
Poisoned him?
poisoned him. Like,
She'd never do that.
Yeah. I just feel like she wanted things to happen and she wanted to be the one to set them in motion. And I want to know why.
Yeah, I don't understand a thing she does, so I can neither disagree or agree with you there.
I 100% did not fucking remember Luther stepping in and saying Mother Lumnos had gray eyes. Why did I not remember that?
No, I don't remember that either, and that seems like maybe one of the most important lines in the entire series.
Like, I'm so a fan of when things connect like that, and the fact that I didn't remember this, was it added in after I read the book? Is this a trick?
Kind of
Was I
goes
tricked?
back to the reincarnation thing that Adriana keeps bringing up, and then we keep bringing it up. Is she possibly a reincarnation of Mother Lumnos?
It really feels like that's where we're headed to me, especially after reading that. And it makes me want to know everything Luther knows all the more.
Because Luther is a diehard fan of her.
He has a bust in her room. Not a full statue, mind you. Just a bust.
What's just a bust again?
Cut off at the boobies.
Okay. From the boobies up.
From the booby shop.
I was like, I can't remember, honestly, what. Like, I actually have a bust of one of the theologians from Greece, which doesn't limit it because a lot of theologians come from Greece. But when I went there, we bought one for our bookshelf.
Well, I like it. Do you know his name? I'm guessing it's a he.
It's a he. Yeah, women didn't have thoughts then.
We do now. We're book thoughts.
Yeah, we're book thoughts.
Also, I wanted to just say a fuck yes. I love a good comeback when there's a mean girl moment. And Diem seeing a different perspective on Luther because of her ability to sense his aura. I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
I just love this scene altogether. It shows Diem's like feisty side, and it shows Luther's kind of feisty side a little bit too. Like, I don't know, I just love everything about it, the banter, and just I feel like Diem gains a lot of confidence, and then maybe this is a stepping stone for her becoming our cognizant queen.
Our cognizant queen? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I can't wait for that.
I just don't understand Ileana's thoughts. Like, she must be like truly evil to think like Luther needs to heal his scars or to bring that up in such a public moment. I just don't.
She's a true descended like stereotype.
She's from the house that hates him the most.
She just is. She wants nothing but power. She sees him as a way to gain power for her house. She just was brought up in the way of the descended, and she accepted it and is just descended.
She's a whore.
Yeah.
And I hate her.
Yeah, I couldn't put it any
Is
other
it
way.
bad that we're calling her a whore just because we hate her? Is that negative? on us?
Probably.
What would be a more PC name? Because, like, if you don't like a guy, you call him, like, a dick, you know, or a jerk.
She's a big old dick, but maybe a
Okay.
tiny pee-pee.
Yeah,
Maybe
that would be more
insult-
offensive.
Yes. She's a tiny
Bet
pee-pee.
you she's a small PB.
Oh, Diem does make fun of Amon's pee-pee, too.
Yeah. Well, and then she jokes with Luther that size doesn't matter. It's how you use it. That chapter you kind of have to read. You can't really
Yeah.
recap that because there's just so much banter that goes on.
It's a fun chapter, so
I wish I could say that my chapters are about to be short and quick, but they're not. There's a lot that happens where I'm like, okay, this definitely needs to be mentioned. Chapter 22. Arm intertwined with Eleanor's, Diem begins her drunken walk back to her bedroom while they reminisce on the success of the night. Diem says the night was such a success thanks to well-timed interruptions by Eleanor and Amon. Before parting, Eleanor does remind Diem that she said, "by the flames," during dinner. Diem hadn't even noticed, which makes it even worse. Thank goodness Amon was there to save the day and distract from Diem saying that, because if that had happened in front of the other houses, well, we all know. Speaking of Amon and how helpful he was tonight, Diem asks Eleanor if he can be trusted. He did say he was Diem's ally, but he also wants her hand in marriage, so if he finds out anything about Henry, he could turn. But wait, he does already know about Henry, so maybe he is scheming even something bigger, or he will just wait for Henry to die off. Aren't we all? Diem couldn't believe he would do that, but Eleanor says, and I quote, "Mortal lifetimes are so short compared to ours. It's why we don't often get close to them. They're gone so quickly," she says to a girl raised by mortals. Ouch. Before anything more can be said, Eleanor notices Luther waiting and quickly says goodnight. Luther was pissed and wanted to talk to Diem in private. A guard sensed his pissiness and demands that Luther addresses Her Majesty with respect. Oh, how the turntables. And this wasn't any guard. This was Perth. The made-up name we all think. Perth.
He's the what is that? That's like it's a green bottle of body wash. Perth.
Is that really it?
Something like that.
We're going to have to look that up too.
That's Pert.
I've never even heard of that.
It's Pert.
You're making it up.
No.
He had recovered in Fortos.
Fortos.
He had recovered in Fortos from the night of the fire where she dragged him out of the crumbling building. Another shocker, he wasn't from House Corbois. He saw that the new queen was the one that saved him and asked Luther if he could serve her as her guard. He wanted to repay his debt since she risked everything to save him. The happy reunion was of course ruined by Luther's temper. He was ready to meet with Diem in her bedroom, but before he could pass into her room, the guard stopped him and requested that Her Majesty give her permission. Oh, how happy this makes me. Diem grins but then says yes. So Rai, sensing Luther's mood quickly, finds somewhere else to be. Diem shouts traitor. Before her and Luther can start talking, she drunkenly trips and is miraculously saved by Luther and swung onto her bed. Then, if taking off shoes can be sexy, that's exactly what happens next. Luther slowly, ever so slowly, takes off her shoes. Then this turns into a massage, which Diem feels relaxed enough to start talking. She teases him about Ileana for a while, and Luther's tone becomes, and I quote, "There was a dominance to his tone, something less than possessive, but far more than protective." Just get married already. But all of this foot massage tension ends when a kiss is offered and then lovers are brought up. Game over. He gets to the point to why he is there. He wants to tell her that her first magic session is tomorrow. The ball is at night, but they will train during the day. Diem tries to cancel by saying she needs the whole day to become presentable, and Luther obviously takes the moment to say, no, you don't. Then she deflects by getting mad about Ileana again. He gets mad about Aemon. Then she cracks a little and says that everyone is just trying to use her. She is a mouse in a pit of hungry vipers. Luther responds with saying, "We may be vipers, but you're no mouse. You're a fucking dragon." Now Luther starts to crack. What does this man have to do to prove himself to Diem? Diem just doesn't understand why he would lose everything to serve her. Luther has a secret that he can't tell. Diem is tired of people closest to her keeping secrets, so she purposely tries to hurt Luther with her words, and it lands. Luther's walls are back up. He reminds her that even mortals can't be trusted. Well, I don't know, even Henry? But he would stand by her side even through her marrying him. He would serve her through anything. But in private, he is allowed to be honest with her, and he doesn't care if she hates him for it. As he is professing all of this, his magic becomes palpable, and for some unknown reason, Diem is drawn to it. And just as she is leaning in for a kiss, she hears the door slam, and he is gone. This is a pretty serious conversation for someone that is drunk.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say. Like, at the end of the chapter, I was like, she did all this while being tipsy. I mean, she kind of sobered up when they brought up other lovers, as one would, but she is, like, very tipsy during this.
I mean, she's already 3 fingers deep into whiskey when they start the dinner, and then she has plenty of glasses of wine.
And we all know descended wine, just like Fey wine. It's crazy. Alcohol percentage 90.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Everclear.
So I was just, it's basically Everclear. I was just thinking that this is a tough combo to have if you're trying to, like, just focus on seeing straight.
It also does kind of, like, give her a little bit more grace with me, like, for how childish she is in her arguments. Like, when she keeps, like, flipping back to, like, oh, well, you did this. It's like, no.
I saw a TikTok today, and it was like, get ready with me to start a fight with my husband. And I thought it was so funny because, like, she, like, lays down a plate like all the TikToks do that make it. And then she's, like, stirring a glass of water, and she's like, and I'm making sure that my throat is very moisturized so that I can win the argument and all this stuff. And I do feel like Ileana is one of those topics that, you know, if Luther and Diem get a happy ending, that 300 years down the road, she's going to be like, and remember the dinner where you sat by Ileana?
But, okay, I'm pretty sure later we learn that Aemon is the one who invited her. It's not Luther.
I just don't remember a lot about Aemon, and I wish I did because I have so many questions about him in the next 2 chapters that I go over. I also can't remember, and we just talked about it a second ago, is Luther's secret that he has been called to serve her by Queen Lumnos herself, or is it that she is his mate?
I don't know, because also he has the secret of, like, her mother, that he knows where she is and all this stuff that he's not sharing.
But this secret specifically is when she's like, why do you serve me? Why are you willing to lose everything? And the reason better not be because your mama.
No, that one is because of Mother Lumnos's orders. Like, because he's, like, dying because he's been split in half by his dad, and she comes and she's like, I'm not done with you yet. You have to live on. And
you must carry on.
Yeah.
Your mate is out there for you, but she'll just take 10 years to realize that she's your mate.
But also it might be me reincarnated.
Yeah.
Like, I do like you.
Is that
young little boy?
Is that kind of grooming?
Is it grooming?
If Diem is the reincarnation of Mother Lumnos and she planned everything for Luther, are we getting into some grooming?
Maybe.
Just saying. The line where he's like, you're not a mouse, you're a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it just makes me giggle. I can't read that line or envision it with thinking that it's serious.
It's so, like,
why didn't he say you're
playful.
a wyvern?
I don't know.
there's not even, we haven't met a dragon.
Are there dragons? I mean, there has to be because
And they're obviously crazy worse than a
mouse.
Griven.
You wouldn't want to be a mouse.
You definitely won't want to be a mouse in front of vipers.
No, you'd want to be a dragon, though.
Yeah. Or just anything bigger than vipers, really. He could have said you'd be a lion.
A human, even.
Yeah.
We win.
A descended. I don't know.
We win.
Luther says, do not mistake my support as agreement with your choices. And that is a hard thing to do. But I do truly believe that 100%. If there's someone you love that's making a decision that you don't like, that you're honest with them, you tell them at the first moment you're seeing something go bad, and then if they still choose the path, as long as it's not like crazy bad, then you support them through it. And you're like, you know what? This is your life, your decision. I already told you the red flags. Now I'll support you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just really important for her to understand that although he's going to be there and do everything for her, like she asks, it's not what he thinks is right.
I still think you're a dumb.
Yeah.
I also feel like Diem did not read the room at the end of this when she's drunk, so that might be why. But when she leans in for a kiss, I understand that she was feeling his magic was palpable because he's so angry. And maybe that's why she was about to kiss him, because he's so passionate about her. That would draw just about anybody in. But when she leans in for the kiss, I even knew as the reader, this is not the time. He is not going to kiss you back, and then you're going to hold it over his head and say, remember that time I leaned in for a kiss and you didn't kiss me back. it completely ignoring the argument and the horrible words she just said to him.
I remembered.
What were you going to say?
I think that Luther's secret is, I can't remember if it's this series or a different series, but he does have a reason for not telling her that they're mates, because he wants her to fully make the decision on her own. He doesn't want there to be any like pull towards him for any reason. So he doesn't tell her about it.
Okay. That's what you're saying you think it is? I mean, in Akatar, he doesn't tell her.
Maybe that's the other. I don't know.
Because Akatar, he's like, I didn't want you to think that I was manipulating you.
Yeah.
I mean, Luther could have the same
It could
reasons.
be the same reason. I don't know.
Chapter 23. This chapter opens with dance lessons, which maybe should have began way earlier than the day of the ball because Diem is stepping all over Lily's toes. As a distraction, Teller is reading notes about the other houses, and so we, the readers, are also getting a little history lesson. There are 20 houses, but only 5 hold the most power. House Quabois, Beignet, Hanover, Teniers, and Amroth. If those houses agree, the other ones follow. We don't even need to go back. Okay, we're just going with those names. After the Blood War, several of the houses wanted to ban mortals, but it was House Quabois who declared amnesty and wanted to move forward, going back to maybe the king wasn't as bad as we all thought. House Hanover, though, they hate mortals the most. Now it makes sense why Ileana is such a bitch. Lily chimes in talking about how Luther was raving about how Diem handled herself during dinner and how she was born to be queen. At the same time as this is said, Diem trips over Lily's dress and falls down and hits her head. The ballroom dancing will kill her faster than the challenging. Teller was having too much fun watching the show, so Diem suggests he dance with Lily so she can learn while watching. She takes a second to watch how innocent and lovely their connection is, knowing that there is no happy ending for Lily and Teller. She goes back to looking at Teller's notes about the houses. She was so into it that she didn't even notice Luther's shadows entering the room. It was his scent that awoke her from her trance as he sat next to her on the steps. Diem starts a casual conversation about Lily and Teller and asks Luther to let them be. He says he will, he just has a hard time letting people he loves make decisions that could hurt them. Us too, Luther. He then apologizes for last night. He apologizes, and Diem lets it be because for some crazy reason she feels like she owes Henry her loyalty, not Luther. What? After they agree to be friends again, just friends, Diem asks Teller and Lily to leave because Alix and Taryn are about to show up to help with the magic lesson. As Diem and Luther wait alone for the others to show up, she finally lets herself admit she finds Luther attractive. But all descended are attractive, and this was just lust, right? Her thoughts are interrupted by Luther asking if she really meant what she said about scars, how they shouldn't be healed. Diem thought about Luther without his scar, and it made her heart hurt. Diem then begins to go scar by scar and tell the stories behind them to Luther. She realizes that she might be the only other adult Luther has seen scars on, which makes his choice to keep his that much more impressive. She then asks for him to show his, but she isn't prepared for what she sees. His scar is from his throat to his hip bone. Someone definitely meant to kill him. She demands to know who did it, but Luther refuses and says if she makes it through the challenging and coronation, he will tell her a little extra piece of motivation. Luther thanks Blessed Mother Lumnos that he even survived the day he got his scar. As Diem looks closer with her hand intertwined in his, she realizes the scar has an untouched spot right around his heart, right around the area from the vision that they shared the night of the fire. She asks if he remembers, and he does. He thinks it's a gift from Blessed Mother Lumnos. Has she sent him visions before? Before Luther can answer Diem, Taryn and Alik show up. A little banter and some magic later, and the training is already beginning. Lesson 1, during training there is no rank. Lesson 2, the godhood feeds off emotions. Lesson 3, the godhood is not exactly a piece of the goddess Lumnos. Alik says, although the kindred are considered gods to us, they had their own deities back on their homeworld. They brought a piece of that divine power with them when they came to Emirion. The godhood lived inside Blessed Lumnos just as it lives in you. Diem was dreading to learn magic because it was a reminder of everything she has lost or will lose. But if she didn't learn now, she would be dead and lose everything anyways. So let the training begin.
I mean, that's a way to look at it.
Yeah. That's a positive way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, could this magic from the homeworld that the kindred brought over maybe be the Everflame tree, and that's like the source of all magic?
I don't know. I'm confused about if the kindred were there the whole time the mortals were, or if the Everflame tree was there and a part of the mortal world and then the kindred came.
That I think that's the only two camps. I think that's the only two thoughts is they invaded. It was an alien invasion on this land.
For real. Superman came down from
Yes. And they brought their magic with them, and the magic started destroying basically the mortals' land. Or is this the magic that they brought over, the Everflame tree, but then the Descended got greedy and didn't want everybody to have magic. They didn't want the mortals to have magic, so they burned the Everflame tree.
I think that I'm of the camp that the mortals were there with their Everflame tree because there's mention of mortal culture and all of that being erased. So I'm of the camp that they were there and the alien invasion happened.
Okay, just to rebuttal that, if there is a bigger plan to hopefully save the mortals and the Descended, why would the people that are kind of like if she is a gift to these people, why would the magic that she used be the one that's going to end up maybe saving the magic that they were one time against?
So I don't think the kindred came to take over everything. I think that they came and actually fell in love with the mortals, and that's why they made the forging
magic
spell, whatever the forging blah 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 that it is, and they bound themselves to the mortals in a way where they weren't as godlike as the mortals viewed them anymore. And also lent some of their power to the mortals by being half mortal, half descended, or whatever.
Half goat, half man?
Half kindred, half mortal, making a descended.
Yeah.
And then the descended were supposed to rule over nicely, and the descended got greedy, killed the Everflame tree, genocided everybody, that kind of thing happened.
I think for now, I'm going to say that the kindred brought the seed to plant the Everflame tree. And we're like, we're going to use our magic and roll over these people, but then fell in love with them and was like, we don't need any more power. Let's burn the tree. Or not the people that fell in love, but eventually enough generations down, they were like, no, we don't want the people that we invaded to have power. So we're going to burn the tree that we planted and keep the power for ourselves.
Okay. Camp 1, Camp 2.
Camp 1, Camp 2. Which side are you on? Thoughts on Lily and Teller? It's just sad.
God, it's heartbreaking.
What positive thing can I even see from this?
I literally want there to be an outcome where the Everflame tree gets reinstated, if that's DM burying herself into the ground and becoming another tree for life.
Yeah,
then
that's a possibility.
you get to drink from the spring that's created by the roots.
Like that movie.
And then, yes. Something needs to happen so they can be together.
Or on the very first episode, Adriana mentioned, even though I don't think there has been a single reason given in this book, maybe Mama Bellator is not fully immortal.
I don't know.
What if she's working an inside job?
I know that I kind of was like, ooh, maybe you have a point there. But I also am kind of like, probably not.
There's absolutely no reason for us to think that.
I don't know why that would be a thing.
Okay, well, I really hope in book 4 that we have written in a reason or a way that they can live together.
Yes.
Live, not die. I just want to make that very clear.
They're going to die.
This moment where they share their scars is so special. It's probably like one of my favorite scenes in the entire book.
It's seriously the cutest thing in the world.
And I can just picture him very softly being like, hey, so did you actually mean what you said about scars?
I know, it's just such a vulnerable moment for him to like, he has dealt with everyone telling him to have it healed and how weak he looks and all of that his whole life and belittling him because he's kept it. And she's the first person he's ever heard be positive and have them as well.
And it hurts her heart to think about him not having a scar because it wouldn't be him anymore.
It wouldn't. I feel the same way. Like when people that I love are older and decide to get like braces or something, it changes the way they look. It changes who they, like how I see them. So it's just, I understand where she's coming from when she says that. And it's a very special thing.
People get like the surgery to get rid of is it crow's eyes?
Yeah, crow's feet.
Crow's feet. And I just think, I don't know, I love that about people. I understand it being an insecurity and like everyone wants to feel them best selves. So sometimes that's how people feel them best selves. Sometimes that's how people feel they're most confident.
Yes.
But I love it because I just feel like if you have that, you're probably usually a very smiley person and that's why you have it.
I know. I love watching people age and age like a fine wine.
Yes.
Because if you love someone and watching them age, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
It's like a fine wine and they just keep getting better.
Well, I'm all for the feet of the crows.
Yes.
Taryn just always killing the mood in the best way. I love him, but he just the worst timing ever of any character, I feel like.
It's always his character that does this shit,
it's always like, a funny joke. But it's always like, dude.
You're the reason I don't know the shit I need to know for this series.
Your interruptions are to blame.
You're kind of pissing me off at this point. But I do. I love him. I love getting to see his character again because it's been so long since we've read through these that I'm just falling more and more in love with him and Eleanor all over again. I haven't seen as much of Alix as I remembered, though. So I think I might have got her mixed up with another character in the series.
Well, I think I might have gotten her mixed up with another character, too, because I remember not liking her in book 3, but maybe that's from a different series. TBD.
We'll see.
Chapter 24. Training had not gone well. For a solid hour, they tried to get Diem's power to arise, but nothing worked. Diem excused herself early and blamed it on being tired, but in all honesty, she had fallen back into old patterns where she was a shell of herself. Deep thoughts are interrupted by the call of her name. Eleanor is asking a question. Diem gives a fake smile, and Eleanor, being Eleanor, obviously calls BS. Diem admits that how she looked never mattered to anyone, so she is a bit overwhelmed by all these options for dresses for the ball. Eleanor says how lucky Diem is to not know that pressure. She says, among the 20 houses, everything is predetermined. Before we even get a chance to know ourselves, the realm has judged us by our houses and the strength of our magic, the two things we can't control. Even as your advisor, it's unlikely they'll ever see me as more than a weak, irrelevant Corbois cousin. but you. And just a friendly reminder that Eleanor doesn't carry a weapon. Anyways, Diem is a blank canvas, and this ball is her palette of paint. She can mold their thoughts into whatever she wants. Diem scans all of the gowns, thinking which one would convince the houses to trust her the most. She chooses one that isn't her, but that's exactly what she wants. As the sun sets, Diem hangs with Sarai, watching the descended arrive in lavish gowns and transport. Sarai is also judging everyone arriving, even snarling as Ileana shows up. But it is the representatives of the other realms that takes Diem by the most surprise. A yellow-eyed couple on the backs of tigers from Phanos, realm of beast and brute. Two women with fiery orange gazes and white linen on the backs of camels from Igneos, realm of sand and flame. And then a horseless carriage that has to be from Sophos, realm of thought and spark. Sarai was especially uneasy with the arrival of the foreign descended, but the forging spell nullifies their magic outside of their home realm, thus they should be the least of Diem's worries, right? Sarai disagrees. Aemon shows up at her door looking like a king ready to escort her to the ball. He also brought a gift, a golden medallion with House Corbois' crest. There's ruby red for the blood of Lumnos that runs in their veins. There's sapphires matching their eyes, and a phoenix stating to their enemies that they always find a way to survive. She accuses Aemon for only bringing the necklace to be a sign of House Corbois marking their territory, but he insists that it is just a nice gift and that he is lucky to just be her escort. Now, this comment sparks a particularly interesting conversation where we learn from Aemon's words that he didn't blackmail her to take her. It was Luther's idea. Aemon would never use the information of Henry against her. He doesn't need to understand her. He is just there to support his queen with a front row seat.
You sound like a little snake, Aemon.
That was going to be my first question is, where are you at with your thoughts on Aemon? We've gone back and forth the last 20 chapters. So where are you at right now?
I mean, obviously, he's trying to pit Diem against Luther right now. Like, his plan is to get her not to like him anymore.
Questioning Luther's motives as much as possible.
Yes. However, is he just doing that and following what his dad's orders are?
Yeah.
Or is he actually being a snake? And do we give his character time for growth and time to understand that that's not who he wants to be and move on? Or do we condemn him to hate like Henry?
Or is he only playing this card because of how much Aemon and Luther hate each other, and he's not true evil, he's just evil towards Luther?
I mean, there's always that.
I don't know.
I don't know. Obviously, there's a rivalry between Taryn, and Luther.
Yes.
Taryn and Luther bonded, and they left Aemon on the outskirts.
Yeah, so is that why Aemon has this vendetta?
Yeah, I think
could his father have been worse on him and harsher on him because of that?
Yeah, or did they feel like his father was nicer to him because they had personalities that were the same, but Aemon doesn't want to follow in his father's footsteps. He just never was given the chance.
Yeah.
And Diem's going to be his chance because she's got to forgive in some areas. If she wants to be the leader that's in her mind who's fair and gives everybody descended or mortal a chance to gain her favor, then she's got to look at Aemon differently and just forgive in some instances.
So she need to do that with Henry as well?
No, Vance and Henry are on my no list.
No forgiveness for you.
I just don't see Henry ever being able to shake off his ideals about mortals being the only ones in the realm.
Yeah.
He's not there. Now, Aemon, I feel like maybe a little bit moldable. Like how Adriana said last episode, where do we think he's going to be the advisor, the warden in the...
What his dad's position is.
Yeah, the one in private.
Yeah.
I want to use the night court, but it's not night court.
The warden of dark and light or something.
Yeah,
like
whatever it is.
I like that Eleanor kind of brings in a refreshing perspective when she says, like, wow, how lucky it would be to not be judged by just how you look and never having to worry about that being a blessing.
I know. I thought that was really good for DM to get to see a different perspective because of how she's always viewed Descended and how lucky they are to have all this like glitz and
Glamour, yeah.
glam and all this stuff all around them all the time. And Eleanor's like, yeah, but I envy you for getting to lead a normal life and like wear the clothing you want to wear and be modest if you want to be modest and not have everything predetermined for you.
Yeah.
Even though DM kind of has had everything predetermined by her mother, but
She can understand it on a different level, but what she can't understand is she's never had to worry about how she looks because they didn't have really the money to worry about how she looks. So I think in her way, she could have been like, "Oh, poor me. I never had to worry about how I looked because I was working so hard." And then Eleanor kind of comes in and be like, "Well, you could have the opposite. You could have it where the only thing people judge you by is how you look. So that's the only thing you're having to worry about."
yeah, which is
Fair.
just super fair and valid even in the world that we live in
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I like that it's presented here in a way that makes it easy to compare to our
Yes.
own world.
Eleanor does not carry a weapon. I repeat, Eleanor does not carry a weapon. I don't know. I honestly don't remember her magic at all. She has some, but her mind is her weapon.
What if she's the tutor who can do dark and light magic as well?
You really want that to come back somehow.
I want it. Maybe it will. Maybe.
I've completely forgotten about that. So you were really just pining for that. That tutor that can do that is going to make a full circle moment at some point.
She is. It's
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Okay.
Jinx.
We'll find out. So then I guess we can just jump right into fan theories. I guess Jenna's fan theory is that Eleanor is also another wielder of light and dark magic.
I mean, she makes it a point to say the most powerful of us don't even carry weapons.
Yeah, she does. And us is the key word there.
And she does say that everybody underestimates her and everybody thinks she's weak, but nobody ever says Eleanor's weak.
Yeah.
She just says, like, because of her social standings in the house, everybody says and thinks she's weak. And it always makes me cringe when DM still puts weapons on after Eleanor gave her that advice.
It's her. She grew up mortal, so it's like her backup.
I understand. I get it. It's just
she also doesn't see herself as full descended yet, so she's still thinking, I gotta carry these weapons.
I do not like the slight backslide away from cognizant queen that we saw in the last 3 chapters.
Back to denial DM.
She's going
the back. Other fan theory is, where is the root of this magic? Do mortals have magic? Did the forging spell actually make it to where mortals can't use their magic and enough people died or died off that they don't know this? And so if they somehow get this tree burning again, will they regain their magic and their long lives?
No.
Like, are they a people that's trapped and they're not truly, like, mortals isn't the word for them. They're like another type of descended. And the forging spell locked them in a cage.
Damn, I don't know.
I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
That is a possibility. I still think that I'm Camp 2 or Camp 1, wherever I fit in.
I'm Camp Rock. Camp Rock! Okay, the spotlight is kind of a serious thing. So recently, there have been some accounts that have targeted certain authors and placed them on a list. These accounts have like a personal vendetta against these authors and kind of were attacking them. So they were review bombing their books, and their inboxes were flooded with nasty comments, racial slurs, and threats of even violence. And so this happened. Penn Cole was on this. She posted about this yesterday. And she just said, and I like this so much, that's why I'm putting it as a spotlight. She's like, I will never cower to bullies ever, and you will never scare me into silence. My beliefs are or should be incredibly clear from the books I write. I believe in fighting for marginalized groups and standing with them against those who would strip them of their voices, their rights, and their safety. Just as DM, Luther, and the gang hold the oppressors of their world accountable, I will speak up against the people doing the same in this world. In that spirit, I have donated $2,000 each to 4 charities doing important work to counter the ideologies that started this. So she donated to the Trevor Project, which is suicide prevention for LGBTQ plus youth. She donated to the Trans Youth Equality, the Trans Youth Equality, which is education and support for trans and non-binary youth. And then I think it's RA ICE Texas, which is legal aid for immigrants and refugees, and BWOPATILE. I didn't want to butcher what that is, but I think I'm not even going to try, but that's the name of the handle, which is educating, training, and supporting Black women in the political process. So, and she put receipts on that post too. So I just wanted to put that as the spotlight, because if you're not a Penn Cole fan, I don't know who you are. I don't understand, because that woman, she was a lawyer, first off. So speaking to her, I'm like, you are so well spoken. It's insane. But also, she stands on her business. She has her views. She has reasons why she has these views. And you're not about to scare her into being submissive to other views.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. So
go Penn Cole.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
She literally mic drop at the end of that post. So I thought I should highlight that, because once again, you shouldn't believe everything that is posted on social media, but also don't let your bullies bully you into dismissing the values that you might have.
Yeah, anybody who reads any of these books with any kind of open eye can understand her viewpoints on the world.
Oh yeah, and in our interview, she even talks about how she writes this specifically so that people might be able to think from a different opinion without it being only real world scenarios where you're blinded by maybe views of others. But in this, it's a fake world, so you can maybe start to question things and then apply it to the real world.
Yep.
So
She's just helping people make correlations
yes,
between fantasy and reality that they may not have ever made before.
Anyways, that post makes me even a bigger fan of her. Jenna, I'll let you wrap this thing up.
All right, now let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Next episode, we will continue our strip down of Glow with chapters 25 through 31. Be sure and follow us on all our socials. Tune in every Friday on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts for a new episode of
Book Thots.